Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and in today's video, we are going to be recapping and discussing the national championship of college football, in which the Alabama Crimson Tide, ranked the 1 seed, defeated the 3rd seed Ohio State Buckeyes 52-24. Now, there's a whole lot to unpack from this game, in my opinion, to kind of determine how we feel about the NFL draft coming in April, as well as just an overall look at the game as a whole. We have two quarterbacks in this game that are both looking to be first-round NFL draft picks. Now, there's going to be a lot of argument, maybe even in these comments section down below. If you guys could leave a comment, that really helps me out. If you end up enjoying, please subscribe. About Mac Jones. There's people that think he's a second-round pick. There's others that feel as though he has the talent to be a first-round pick. And in my opinion, today's game showed that he could really be a first-round pick and be a quarterback that a lot of teams are looking for. Now, obviously, he did not end up winning the Heisman. Trevor Lawrence didn't either. Devontae Smith, wide receiver of the Alabama Crimson Tide, ended up winning that prestigious award. And we're going to be talking about him a little later. Mac Jones, dominant in this game. 36 of 45 for 464 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, and 0 INTs. Completely dissecting the Ohio State defense like it was nothing. Nick, last week the fucking Trevor Lawrence didn't do that, so does that mean Mac Jones is better than Trevor Lawrence? No, that doesn't mean that, but Mac Jones looked legitimately very good in this game. In the biggest spot of his career, this guy went out there and delivered a murder blow like his name was O.J. Simpson. The reason why he was so dominant, though, is it because Devontae Smith is carrying him, or is it because Mac Jones is just that good? Devontae Smith, 12 receptions on, I think it was 13 targets. Doesn't show on the screen. 12 receptions on 215 yards and 3 total touchdowns. This guy had 170-something yards going into the half of this game. Complete and utter dominance from Devonta Smith, who ended up getting hurt later in the game. Ended up hurting his finger, but I believe he should obviously be fine. Maybe he needs to get surgery or something, but he should be good to go, obviously, by the time the NFL season starts in September. That was a very big game out of Devonta Smith as well. Apparently, people on Twitter and the fantasy community, at least, were doing straight up victory laps on Devontae Smith being good. I don't know if you fuckers need your eyes checked or something, but Devontae Smith has been good this whole season, and this game was not a surprise to anyone. John Mechie, the third, or the fourth, maybe, one or the other, the third, my screen is a little bit messed up, 8 receptions, 81 receiving yards, no touchdown. Najee Harris, 7 for 79 and 1 touchdown. Slade Bolden, first ever touchdown in college football, 3 for 16 and 1 touchdown for that young man. Congratulations to him. Najee Harris, 22 of 79 in the Alabama rushing game for 2 touchdowns, so 3 combined tutties and over 160 yards for Najee Harris in this game. Brian Robinson, 10 for 69, very nice, and no touchdowns. Mac Jones, 4 for 11. Overall, this Crimson Tide offense came out there and was just going for blood. Straight up, this was just a very dominant game from the offensive standpoint, as well as from the defensive standpoint of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Sure, you can see by the stats, if you didn't watch the game, that Justin Fields didn't throw any interceptions, but man, oh man, was Justin Fields locked up in a fucking box like his name was Kodak Black, and there was just no escaping for Justin Fields. He looked not very good in this game. Najee Harris clearly going to be the first running back, in my opinion, off the board in the NFL. If we're talking for fantasy football, this guy's going to be a monster depending on where he ends up landing in the NFL. This really certified Devonta Smith as a great receiver. Jalen Waddle, 3 for 34, but he was banged up going into this game. He also seems as though he is going to be a first-round pick come April. Now, talking about the Ohio State Buckeyes, I am not a big fan of Justin Fields. Not that I don't think he could be good, but because I feel as though in a lot of situations, this guy sets his feet and stares a fucking hole through the chest of the wide receiver. He is giving the safeties, the corners, the direct idea of who he's looking at, very obviously, because he just plants his feet and stares his way down the guy and then throws it to him. And he makes these passes that look impeccable, look like something you would see in the NFL, which you're going to be seeing in the NFL out of Justin Fields. But this game showed yet again that if the Ohio State Buckeyes face a tough defense, that Justin Fields is not good. 17 to 33, 194 yards, 1 touchdown. congratulations scoring a garbage time touchdown. Honestly, in my opinion, he should have had 2 touchdowns because I don't know how the first one wasn't a touchdown at the end of the game, and then the second one was also a touchdown, and they just don't call it. It made no fucking sense, but it is what it is. Justin Fields did not play very good in this game. 6 for 67 in the rushing game. That is a big, big boost to Justin Fields' attributes going into the NFL. This guy can get it done running. We saw him when the pocket collapses. He escapes out of the pocket. He can climb the pocket. He can run back in the pocket, and overall just get away from the defense, which is very good out of Justin Fields, but not the greatest of games. Master Teague, 15 of 65 and 2 touchdowns out of the Ohio State backfield. Trey Sermon ended up getting hurt in this one, 1 for 2. The receiving game, probably going to be a first-round pick to the New York Football Jets. Chris Olave, 8 receptions for 69 yards. Very nice. Garrett Wilson, 3 for 50 and a tug, and then a bunch of other guys caught the ball on the team. Now, obviously, the biggest thing to talk about, again, is Justin Fields. How does this game affect this guy's draft stock? I genuinely have no idea. To me, this proved that Zach Wilson, BYU quarterback, is better than Justin Fields. It proved that in this big situation, Justin Fields faltered. I think Zach Wilson would have played much better in a scenario like this. Let me know how you guys feel about Justin Fields after this game. This was overall not a game where there's too much to dive super deep into, obviously, because the Crimson Tide just ran this game. From the fucking kickoff to the end of the game, this was a murder by the Alabama Crimson Tide, and the Ohio State Buckeyes did not stand a chance. Let me know what you guys thought about this game down below. Did you guys expect the Crimson Tide to win? Because I did see a lot of people talking about how Ohio State was going to end up winning this game, but in reality, it was all Alabama. Nick Saban, 69 years old, has 7 college football championships. This guy is built different. I wonder if he'll stay back next year. Bill O'Brien joining the Crimson Tide next year as the offensive coordinator. Maybe he will trade away some of the players, even though you cannot do that in college football. I hope you guys did have a great rest of your guys' Monday night. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. I love you all. Again, you want to have any discussion in the comments about this game? Let's start fucking talking about it. Do you guys think Justin Fields is much better than I do? Let's start talking about this. If you guys love Mac Jones, let's talk about it in the comments. I do like Mac Jones. This may elevate Mac Jones to be a higher pick than Kyle Trask, even though maybe he was already going to be. I think Mac Jones may find a home in Washington. Now, the Washington football team fans, when I said, hey, earlier, I said, hey, Mac fucking Jones, Mach 4, Mach 9, Mach 6, whatever it is, Jones is going to be good. He's going to go to your team, and he's going to help you win. But then this fucking Heineke guy starts balling out against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I have no idea where Mac Jones is going to land at this point, but I think he's going to be a relatively high draft pick, at least in the first round. I've seen a bit of people talking about how he's better than Tua. As a Dolphins fan, that is fake news. I do not believe that at all. But Mac Jones does look very good, and maybe, just maybe, he gets drafted way higher than any of us are projecting because people saw this game. They've seen all season. Mac Jones has been completely and utterly dominant. I've said that 50 times in this video, so have a great rest of your guys' day. I do love you all. As always, stay safe. Happy Monday night. I love you all. Good boy.